So, on our second panel, we have Tanya. So, Tanya is going to introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. You already know me. I'm Tanya, and I'm a girl to women. I'm a girls to women. I like saying that first. And I work at Diversity Business Incubator as the social media and engagement officer.
Hey guys, just a quick one. How is the food? Oh, amen to the food. So I'm Karen. Some people will say Karen, but today I will take it as an okay. If you guys know what a Karen is, I'll take it today. But normally it's Karen. Yes. And I'm a student studying theology, and I'm currently studying to be a youth worker. But my job is basically to look after students and youth, in the church.
You guys already know who I am, so I'm not going to. Hello, my name's Wendy Smith. I'm the Community Engagement Lead for a charity called Well Connected. And we do lots of work with the dental and medical school and engagement with the community most generally across Plymouth and the South West. And it's great to be here.
Okay, so now we asked our young girls what was the one bias that they broke. So it's only fair that we ask these ladies the same question, because let's be honest, we are quite original, aren't we? So what's the one bias that you've broken, and can you share your stories?
Oh, thank you. I think Mama Lillian might have hinted it as, Tanya from 2 years ago wasn't this Tanya sitting here. But I just thought I'll just share a little bit. I went to London to study journalism. I got the degree, was happy with it, and I came back home in 2020 early, and I was like, well, I've lived in London for the past 4 years. I want to rest. I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay at home or freelance or do something I really, really want. I didn't know what it was, but in my head, I was just like, there's no way I'm going to work for anybody because this girl just wants to rest. And I remember I went to where my sister was working and I met Mama Lillian and Mr. Jabo. And they were like, you should come in and see us. And I told them, yeah, I will. But you know what I did? I ghosted them. And I mean, I'm not really proud of it. But at the time, that was what my head was saying. And I was like, I don't want to work and I don't want to do anything because for me, I had been in London, I had gone through uni for 3 years and I'd worked for people and it was like hell. So when I came back, I was like, I just want to freelance. I just want to do things I really love, which was great. And I remember I ghosted them for a good, month or two? And it wasn't until I met Mr. Jabber again at the same place they saw me. And actually, they came to my graduation party and they were like, we're still waiting for you. And I was like, yeah, I know. I will be there. And I would get these messages and he would be like, I'm in the office. You just want to pop in? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm coming Friday. But Friday took the following week. But finally, I ended up going into the office and they were like, we're not going to force anything on you. Just come in and see who we are as people and what we do. And then if you love it, then you love it. And for me in my head, I was still like, I am not going to do it because I don't think this is for me and I don't think I could progress there. So moving past, there was this trip in London and he was like, just come take pictures. And I was like, yeah, free trip to London. I don't have to pay for anything. I just have to show up and take pictures and just look cute. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I went to London and I just fell in love with how much they gave me a voice to be able to voice myself and what I wanted. And they were happy for me to do what I wanted. And they were just like, we will support you, we will guide you, we will give you what you need in order for you to succeed. But all we want from you is to tell us what you want so we can understand how we can help you grow. So I think one of the biases like I broke for myself was thinking, yeah, that's not for me. Because this is my first time working in the third sector. I heard a lot of bad things, and coming into it, they tell you stuff and you're like, yes, this is what I'm about to expect. But coming in, I was so surprised, like happy surprised to find out that there are still people and organizations in Plymouth that would give voices to young people, help them be who they want to be. So, thank you.
Oh, that was good. So I'm Karen. I said what I do. I do youth work. I'm actually going to talk about a recent bias that I broke, which was yesterday. So working in a Christian environment, it's very male dominated. And then coming up with an idea, and we all do this. We all find our group, and it's our group, my bubble. This is how we do it. And I came into this, and I was like, what is all of this? We say we are united. We all say this. We love people. Do we really? And I was like, actually, we need to change something. We need to do something that actually shows we're united. So I came up with my passion, which is dancing and music. I love it. And I found out, young people want to go and have fun and dance, but they don't have that space because they're not 18. They cannot go clubbing. Clubbing is not safe for some places. And how can I bring that fun thing, put it in an environment where they can enjoy it, and get people mingling, and give them a place and a safe place where they can have fun and get to know people. That road was quite hard. Quite an uphill road, being able to go to different youth workers in Plymouth and say, hey, I'm planning a silent disco for the youth. Would you like to bring your youth along? And yeah, sure. Or, oh, you didn't tell me. You should have told me ages ago. I was like, it's been going on for 3 months. The publicity has been there. If you haven't seen it, you've just ignored it. And for the first time, I actually witnessed the whole thing of I'm a young woman and didn't realize, whoa, people look down on me. And I was like, we say we are united and we respect each other. No, we don't. But actually yesterday was the fruit of that hard work. We saw so many kids come over. We saw youth workers who actually did show that and come together, and people and mingling of different ethnic groups. For me, that was an amazing thing. Because of who I am, I'm mixed race. I love the whole thing of we need to bring both cultures together. It cannot stop and be like, yeah, the Christian, this bubble, the Christian, that bubble. So in my space and in my area, I've just decided, no, we gotta mingle. And it came to a success, and hopefully there's gonna be another one.
Well, one thing that I was really thinking about, just as you two were speaking about a barrier or a bias that I've had broken, and it came to a point about what Tanya was mentioning about voice, and it took me to a moment where a couple years ago when I was living in Bristol, there was a serious protest going on in Sudan, and the women were actually the forefront of the protests. So you can see the women and children in the streets, young people that are about 20, between the ages 20, 30s, even younger, walking out on the streets protesting for Sudan. And again, it was the women, the grandmothers, the aunties, the sisters that were the forefront of the revolution. And that to me was powerful. And seeing that in Sudan, I wanted to do something. So when I was in Bristol, I attended all of the protests. I was there with my big Sudan flag, repping, reciting poetry, speaking my voice, speaking my truth. And it was probably one of the most empowering feelings. And seeing all the younger people when I came to Plymouth, and my mom and her community people were the ones that created the protests here in Plymouth as well. And again, the only people that showed up for the most part were all women and children. And we marched from the sundial all the way to Luke Pollard's office. And I still have this picture that's framed in my wall in my house as well, of my mom, all of her friends who are all females, and their young kids with the Sudan flag, and it was about 3 generations worth protesting away. And it was gives me chills every time I think about it. And for me to kind of see the next generation be like, okay, we're teaching you about your culture, but at the same time, we're teaching you to use your voice and when to use it. Don't stay silent. If you have an issue, speak up and say your truth.
Well, it's a bit of a case of follow that, isn't it? I think the bias that I would like to talk about is back in 2008, I was very fortunate to be offered a job at what was then a new Peninsula Dental School. And I was asked to come in and head up a community engagement team. And I did it. But I came with no degree in anything other than in life and people and communities and engaging with people. So I very quickly found myself sat around tables with academics and clinicians who knew an awful lot, had lots of certificates up in their offices. And I was going to them saying, well, that's great, but actually this is what I'm hearing when I'm out and about in the community. And I'm really proud that 14 years later, I'm still able to do that. And many of those academics that actually did tap me on the head and say, run away, Wendy, that's great. It's lovely. It'll make a nice picture. It's be a good bit of PR for us. And now coming and saying, we need to do more with people. We need to find out. We need to listen to more diverse voices. So I think that's the bias that I've broken as somebody without that fancy university education. But actually, and we've all got it. It's just being able to connect with people and listen. And that's the biggest thing for me.
That is Wendy Smith, MBE. Talk about that.
Wow. No, that was really, really good. To be honest, I'll just follow on because Wendy did IPE with us, which is interprofessional engagement, and that's how I connected with the community. And that was my journey, and here I am today. So it's a result of Echo Module that I am here today. And these women who have supported me, obviously. Any questions from the crowd? Come on, at least one.
Okay, Sneha.
Oh.
This has been a Women's Day, and I'm really grateful to everything that has happened here. And the stories that we have all heard are nothing but inspirational. It's especially the way it's always nice to speak good of a person who's not here, and that's the Lady Mayor who opened her life to us. And the fact that we have met together demonstrates the sheer power, the energy that you have created. You know, we see videos often on YouTube and social media, but we never see the people in person. And today was a rare occasion where we got a chance to see a video and actually hear the life stories of the people and then enjoy this amazing thing. So I'm Sri Lankan, and among the things that I built, the threads that that were here was this concept of it's okay to be normal. But to me, even being normal is an achievement to some of us, because we all set standards and we normalize our society. And in doing so, we take the individuality, the uniqueness away from everyone and expect us to conform to standards. And being normal is a standard. And you have broken that standard. And all I can say is this. This is shameless preaching, but this whole thing that Sneha represents and that you have built on, which is very much the work Wendy started. This global pivot is all about celebrating the incredible beauty of this city that has so many people who are people. We are all labeled, aren't we? We all carry our labels, but at the end of the day, we are individuals. And if we can be given an opportunity to be the individual we are, irrespective of the label, we have come a long way. And please let the opportunity come where even as we embrace diversity and everything, let us celebrate the individuality. Let us celebrate the uniqueness. And to do so, the University of Plymouth is creating exceptional people. They have and it's not about education. It's about the belief of belonging to a common cause. But let people be accepted. And the what I'm going to say is intensely personal. When I walk the streets, I'm short enough as I am, so not many people notice me. But I always look down and I walk. It's not because I'm proud or I'm guilty. It's just because I'm afraid. And it would mean a lot for someone to just say hi, how are you? And this man, years ago, I always say this, years ago, there was a BHS in Plymouth. I don't know whether, it might be a previous generation, but it was there. And I was walking Plymouth when suddenly Jonathan comes and says, hey, PG, how are you? I say, I'm fine. And then he says, come have a hot chocolate with me. That is a life-defining moment for me. Honest to God, that is a life-defining moment. It's because suddenly someone felt the need to reach out. And irrespective of the labels, we are the distinct minority, the males today. But please reach out. Reach out to people because you are amazing. And when you have all this amazement in you, why not share it with someone?
Yes. Amen to that.
Go on. What's your question?
I have a question. I don't know. The amazing thing that Professor said, I cannot come up with another thing. But I have just a question to the panel. What is your hope for the future?
Just going to take
What are you
this.
hopeful?
Well, what am I hopeful for? I'm just hopeful that the younger girls that you saw today, that they are twice, maybe 10 times better than I am, because that's what I look up to. That's why I wake up in the morning. It's that if I'm doing the best that I can to influence those girls, and you saw them today, to then become 10 times better than me, then I think the world will be good, will be a good place. Because that would mean that I've done something, and that's what I'm hoping for.
We share the same stuff. That's why I like you. So for me, my biggest hope and my biggest passion is to be able to see so many people doing what they love, and being one of those people who encourage you and everyone else to do those things. But I think it needs to come from a place of doing them and knowing. So one of the things that keep me going every single morning is, okay, am I doing what I'm preaching? Am I doing what I'm saying? I love it. And it was so amazing to hear people here say, oh, this is my passion. This is my passion. It's so great to hear that. But what am I doing, And so for me, it's okay, I need to get off my, chair and start doing the work myself. And from a place of knowing and going through that, help the next generation. And not just the next generation below me, but the generation that's gone before me as well. Because how many people are sitting and doing things they do not love? There are millions. Just imagine a world where you wake up and you're like, I'm going to work and do what I love. Gosh, people would be smiling and buzzing everywhere. And that's my biggest hope, to see that come to a reality.
I don't even know how to top these two. They've pretty much taken the words literally right out of my mouth. But the one thing that I have said in the past, and one thing that I did say at the Black Lives Matter protest a couple of years ago, standing on the top of the police steps, I said my mission in life is to become better for the next generation. I'm currently building, and I'm not saying like, oh, I'm manifesting it. No, as of right now in the present day, I am building a legacy, creative legacy for the next generations to come, and leading by example, knowing the knowledge that I've obtained and values I've obtained from my family. So my dad was very hardworking, still is, and that's one work ethic that I carried on from him. And my mom has kind of kept me rooted with my culture and roots and stuff, and passing that on, and just literally just planting the seed for something to blossom for the thousands and thousands of generations to come. And that's what I see. And especially in terms of creativity, you could be an artist, you could be a poet, you could be whatever you want to be, but it's the collaborations that are important. From what I've seen and experienced, if you connect, I'm an artist, you're a photographer, and we collaborate on something, the possibilities are endless. And that's what I want to see.
So my hope for the future is that everybody's a little bit kinder to each other, and that there is more positivity. I think this evening just sort of demonstrates an amazing amount of kindness and positivity just here in this room. And I think, yeah, I was once told I was too kind, and it was told to me as a criticism. And my response was, well, if I'm too kind, I'm sorry, then I've failed this appraisal. But, you know, that's it. So I think about kindness, I think about positivity, people being honest and decent with each other. And I think that most people are. We've just got to look people in the face and smile and say hello, and just take that first step. So that's my hope, and that's what I try to share and be. Try to be kind, maybe not always be jolly, but certainly try to be kind and smile and just help people along the way and listen.
One follow-up question to the panel, which I should have asked, and it's about the journey. It's, and there is this wonderful saying: "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." And we are talking about generational change. What could we, as a group, do to make our little society of Plymouth a better place tomorrow for the next week?
She's no, I can feel it. I knew what my answer was, and I'm just looking around. This is it. That's basically the answer. Living in Plymouth my entire life, I've seen Plymouth from one side and literally one vision, and then I had left to the Middle East to be around a whole bunch of different cultures and races. And coming back here, I literally came back with my eyes wide open to look for everything else that I could see. And with that, meeting all the different communities and spaces, and this is something that's been happening just in the past year. 1 year, my whole life has literally changed from a whole 360. And everything that I see in this room, every single person in here is making those changes. That's just how I see it.
I'm going to change it up a little bit because I just thought of it. What I want to do is give a shout out to every single man and woman who came here today to celebrate us. So the biggest round of applause for everybody in this room. Because to be honest, we could have organized it, and we did. We had the food, we had everything. But without you guys, this event wouldn't happen. This event wouldn't be the event it is today. So to each and everybody here, you deserve a big applause than we do. Any more questions? We're ready for dancing, I guess. Yeah. think we're just gonna thank the lovely ladies for the food. Biggest clap. We're gonna thank Jonathan for his mic system. We're gonna thank Lillian and Girls to Women and Tanya and everybody here. We're going to thank DBI because they gave us a platform as well. So thank you to DBI. Thank you to Global Plymouth, which is PG who started it actually. So and to everybody that I haven't thanked, thank you. So with that, I think we'll just play some music. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
I just want to thank you, Alex, for coming. I mean, I met her 2 days ago and I told her about this event and she said she would be here. So I'm so glad she came. She's a very big influence in Plymouth. Although she didn't say anything, I know she's taking note and I know we're going to hear from her soon. Thank you for coming.
All right, can we please have music, Tanya, and then we're ready for some dancing and end of the night. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you so very, very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening.